Hello all. Thought I'd just do a bit of another quick update for you on what I'm doing over on Twitter at the moment. It is day 5 of my tweetathon, Tweet for the Mind for Mind, the mental health charity. And if you've been following along on Twitter, you probably already know that today I've been talking about quite a delicate subject really, which is suicide. It happens all too often for a lot of people that probably could have had help, support that just wasn't there for them, or they felt that they couldn't express it to people. It's a subject that is quite it's quite emotional for me because I've been on both sides of it. I've attempted it before, I've thought about it, I've wanted to do it, and yeah, I've attempted it. I am still here, so obviously, you know, but I've also lost people due to them committing suicide. So I think, you know, as this week is all about shattering taboos and trying to get things out there, I think this was a main subject that needs to be discussed. It needs to be out there. It happens too often, and it's one of those things that people don't talk about, and it's understandable why, because it's a difficult subject to talk about. It's a difficult subject to broach with people. There's a lot of discrimination, there's a lot of ideas about suicide out there, people who think about suicide and sort of, you know, how people react to it and all this. Sorry if I'm rambling, it has been a hell of an emotional sort of journey for me today, because obviously talking about all this has brought up feelings from my own past about what I've done, and other people that have done it as well. But I am here, I am still fighting, and the fact that I've lost people due to this is another reason for me to keep fighting, because I don't want what they've done, their lives, their message to be lost. I want to be here to tell people about it, and hopefully to help people out there who are, if you're considering it or anything like that, you know, there's people to talk to. I've had people message me today saying, oh, you know, suicide is fine, it doesn't matter, if people want to die, let them. It's not your choice to stop somebody from committing suicide. That's fair enough. It may not be my choice to stop somebody else from committing suicide. But that doesn't mean it should happen. Not a lot of those people, they don't particularly want to die. It's just the fact that they want their suffering to end, and that's the only way that they see out. You know, they may have everything else in life, but for some, there's just something that they want to end, so they see no way out. And there's a way out of it, other than suicide, and that's to get help. That's what I did. Obviously, it took a while for me to actually get that help, because obviously I attempted it a couple of times, but it's there, you know. It may not be up to me to stop somebody from committing suicide, but I can be there for that person who wants to do it, but also wants the help to not do it. And that's what I'm there for today. You know, I've had a lot of people message me as well saying, I've had these thoughts and all this, and I'm trying to help those people as best I can. Even though this whole thing is completely... it's overwhelming for me personally, because a lot of memories and stuff are coming up today, but I am there for those people. If they want help, I'll help them. And that's what I'm trying to do. So it's all very well for people to say it's not your choice, but I can guarantee most of those people have never been on either side of this argument. They've never attempted it, and they've never had somebody either attempt it or actually go through with it. If they did, they'd probably be different feelings. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm just speaking through personal expression here. So it's a difficult thing, and I'm sorry. I know I normally ramble, but because it's so difficult for me, obviously this is a lot more rambling. But there it is. You know, that's what today has been about. We're doing just as an aside, as a quick update of the overall progress of this week. We're doing quite well. I think we're over the halfway mark now of the £500 raised via either people donating separately or the money raised from people liking, following, retweeting, all this nonsense. So I am incredibly grateful for all that have been involved in this so far. I hope you'll stick with me until the end of the week. And then we can get a bit more raised for Mind, because the work they do is brilliant. It helps so many people, and if we can get an extra bit of funding for them, they can do an extra little bit for more people who need that help. And that's why we're here this week. So I thank you. I'm going to stop rambling now. I will just go back to tweeting. Yeah, I thought maybe a video update would be good. So for now, I will sign off, and I will see you on Twitter. Thank you very much.